Hello students, in this module I'll be talking about significance or advantage of vegetative propagation. Okay, let us see what are some of the advantages or the significance of vegetative propagation. Look at this picture. It's a leaf and there's a cutting of the leaf that we're using for propagation. And right behind me, if you see, you don't really have to buy very expensive stuff, right? Maybe some bags and a little bit of soil from here and there. Is it okay? So the very first point will be that the process of vegetative propagation is easy and cheaper. You don't have to really spend a lot either in time, material, or even labor. Is it okay? Next, certain plants, like right above me, what you see is banana. Then right there is pineapple, and right behind me you see our beautiful juicy grapes, right? Now there is something common between these three plants. Remember, banana, pineapple and grapes, all of these are plants which do not produce viable seeds under natural conditions. And therefore the only technique or the method you can use for them is, you guessed it right, you can only use vegetative propagation for banana, pineapple and grapes. Is that okay? Then, moving on. Genetically similar plants that you produced using a technique called as micropropagation can be used again to basically multiply the same type of an improved variety of a plant for several generations. Which means that if you have just obtained a plant, right, which has got a very nice quality, right, and it even grows very much in quantity, I can basically use the technique of micropropagation and multiply such genetically similar plants for very many generations. Is it okay? Now, look at this beautiful field behind me. Yield can be increased. Now, what do you mean by the word yield can be increased? Obviously means you can produce more variety of plant. Is that okay? Quantity as well as quality can be increased and improved using vegetative propagation. Now understand this point a little bit more. So what I'm taking is, I'm taking a high yield variety of plant and I'm grafting this variety on the stalk of variety with low yield. Is it okay? Now, even if I'm doing this combination, but as long as the stalk is better adapted to a particular region, you know that I can simply improve and increase the yield of such plants. Is that okay? So yield can be increased, and this is one of the advantage of vegetative propagation. Moving on. Now, what you see above me are basically certain seeds that have got long dormancy periods, which means you require certain things to be done to them so they can start turning viable and germinate into new plants. So even for the seeds with long dormancy period, I can simply use the process of vegetative propagation. And rapid propagation of plants with seeds with long dormancy periods can be done successfully using vegetative propagation. Is that okay? Last but not least, a process called as grafting, right? In the process of grafting, what I can also do is I can take the desired character of the stalk, for example, disease resistance as well as vigor, and I can successfully transfer it into the scion. Is it okay? Another reason why I would choose two different plants and produce them by using a process called as grafting, because the desired character of the stalk, right, can actually be transferred into the scion. Because remember, after grafting, they both grow as one plant. So if the stalk had more disease resistance and the stalk had more vigor, both of these qualities can be transferred into the scion. Also remember, with the technique called as micropropagation, what I have done is I've produced clones. And I can produce clones of not only any regular plant, but I can also produce clones of economically useful as well as rare plants. Because remember, all I need for micropropagation is a small piece of an eggplant that I can use to produce several clones, and then from these clones I can produce very many plants. Is that okay? So these are all the advantages or significance of vegetative propagation. So in this module, I have discussed about the significance of vegetative propagation. In the next module, what I'll be talking about, I'll just introduce the process of sexual reproduction and also be talking about something called as alternation of generation in flowering plants. Till then, thank you and take care.